Hola. Hey, everybody. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but today we're going to be talking about mental illness, post traumatic stress disorder, paranoid schizophrenic, bipolar disorder, um, post traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD, is a mental health condition that's triggered by a terrifying event, either experiencing it or witnessing it. Symptoms may include flashbacks, nightmares, and severe anxiety, as well as uncontrollable thoughts about the event. Many people who go through traumatic events may have temporary difficulty adjusting and coping, but with time and good self care, they usually get better. If the symptoms get worse, last for months or even years, and interfere with your day to day functioning, you may have post traumatic stress. Um, okay, something is not right here. I don't know. I'm about to call Olaf because something ain't going right over here for me. So, Olaf, I need you. I need your help because I don't know how to zoom this stuff. Full screen. Y'all bear with me, please. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Um, okay. So these are some of the symptoms because I don't know how to drop the link all of a sudden. And I need Olaf. Can y'all please give me a second because I'm gonna have to call him. Cause Empress Cat. I don't know how to drop the link. But anyway, I know I sound kind of weird. These are some of the symptoms which you will have: intrusive memory, reoccurring unwanted distress memories of the traumatic event. And the reason why I'm really talking about this one first is because I have been through that. That's what I'm diagnosed after what happened to me. And even though um I'm better, but I've never had flashbacks, but or nightmares, but I did have avoidance where I didn't want to be around people. So trying to avoid thinking or talking about the traumatic event, avoid places, activity, or people that remind you of the traumatic event. You're going to have negative changes in thinking and mood. Symptoms of negative changing in thinking and moods may include negative thoughts about yourself or people or the world, which that's where you start blaming yourself for stuff and you wonder why. Hopelessness about the future, memory problems, including not remembering important aspects of the traumatic event, difficulty maintaining close relationships, feeling detached from family and friends, lack of interest in activity you once enjoyed, difficulty experiencing positive emotion, feeling emotionless or numb, like how these youths are right now about life and death, they're numb to it. So this is why I also say that, it might be, how kids see a lot of death in their neighborhood, a lot of crime. So some of them might actually have post-traumatic stress because it affects children as well. You have changes in physical and emotional reactions. So you can be easily startled or frightened, always being on guard for danger. Yeah, I have that. That's one of them. I do have that. Like I'm always aware. Self-destructive behavior, such as drinking too much or driving too fast. I don't have that. Trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, irritability, angry outbursts or aggressive behavior for no reason, overwhelming guilt or shame, meaning like it's my fault or, you know. And then for children, 6 years old and younger, signs and symptoms may also include reenacting the trauma event or aspects of the trauma event through playing, like they might be playing, frightening dreams that may or may not include aspects of the traumatic event. And I need y'all to hold on for a second because I gotta call old live so I can figure out how to drop the stream. So just give me a moment because I'm new at this, and I appreciate everybody that came out. The plug, thank you, Boss Cross, Empress Cat Meow, Hoodies Up. I see Double R. I seen you, Double R. But give me a minute so Old Live can show me how to drop the link. Okay, I dropped the link if anybody want to come up and discuss this, but I'm going to go further on. And then it says when to see a doctor. If you have disturbing thoughts and feeling about traumatic events for more than a month, if they're severe, or if you feel you're having trouble getting your life back under control, talk to a doctor or a mental health professional. Getting treatment as soon as possible can help prevent post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms from getting worse. If you have suicidal thoughts, reach out to a close friend or a loved one. Contact a minister, a spiritual guide, a spiritual leader. You can contact the suicide hotline number. I'm getting ready to put it in the link. case anybody knows someone that needs it. Um, when to get emergency help. If you thinking about hurting yourself or attempt suicide, then call 911. And those are some of the symptoms for post-traumatic stress. We have um, paranoid schizophrenic. 10 signs. And the 10 signs, well, first let me get it up. I don't know what in the world. I thought I had all of this up. Okay. Number 10 is delusions. That's number 10. But schizophrenia is a severe mental disorder characterized by an abnormal perception of reality. It may result in delusions, abnormal behavior and thinking, and hallucination that impede the ability to function normally. Schizophrenia is not a particularly prevalent disease, but it can be severe and chronic. Approximately 1% of the globe population is diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic, and 1.2 of American, 3.2 million, are affected. I'm trying to, wait a minute. Hi, Ed. Okay, Ed.
So
So, yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that because I'm on my laptop. So, let me see some. Yeah. Okay. All right. But that's I didn't put the one up for the other ones because um y'all please bear with me. But do you have any questions so far, Empress?
anybody got any questions? No, not, I don't have any. Anybody in the chat have any questions?
Do you have any input?
I'm gonna elaborate when once you finish going through all of them. Salute to everybody tuned in. Salute to everybody in the chat. AB, James Bennett, Double
Salute,
R,
AB.
hoodies up.
Thanks for
The
being
pool,
patient
Heineken, the
with me.
Heineken. Salute to everybody. Thanks for pulling on. We appreciate y'all for real.
So, we already talked about delusional as one of them, hallucination and illusions.
Hmm. So let's kind of go into each one as far as like detail wise.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go into each one. When you talk about the hallucinating,
Well, okay.
let's kind of dissect this a little bit. Anybody in
It's,
the chat? Anybody in the chat experience any hallucinations? And it's okay to if you do, it's okay. If you don't, that's okay too as well. James Bennett
Um,
said visual hallucinations in schizophrenics are mostly
how?
present in the child and voices as the child gets older. You see James Bennett comment?
But yeah, that is a fact. See, I
Right.
was getting to that, but I gotta go back because I only put one in. I'm new to this. This y'all please bear with me. But yeah, I gotta switch back and forth. So um
Okay, so you said you used to. Okay. Um, did you grow out of it as far as like as you got older, you grew out of it, the hallucinations, or was it medication? Can you specify a little bit more on that, if you don't
did you
mind?
did you see a therapist, a psychiatrist? You used to see the illusions, or
And
did you used to see a psychiatrist?
and please understand, I want everybody to mental illness. Don't think of it as a downgrade or a humiliation. It's none of that. Okay, it's perfect. It's normal. It's something that we have to deal with. It's a part of. It's a reality. It's a part of reality. A lot of our people suffer from depression, um, abandonment. I mean, different types of mental illness. And when you say mental illness, it don't mean that you are less than anyone else. So let's please, we don't want to put that out there or make anybody feel less than anybody else.
Well, mental illness doesn't mean you're mentally impaired. It just means that you could have, like what happened to me. My situation is the reason why they diagnosed me post traumatic stress. So some of those symptoms that I read off, not all of them, because it don't affect everyone the same. But some of those
Right.
symptoms I had, like it was a period of time. That's why I'm asking you what I'm asking you, James. But it was a period of time where I didn't want nobody around me. Like I couldn't have nobody standing behind me. I wouldn't go inside nobody's house because it happened by me going inside somebody's house. So even though I wasn't having visuals and reliving it or nightmares, I still had that anxiety where
Hmm.
I couldn't go into the emergency room. Like I couldn't go in people's house, not even my family. And that was part of the post traumatic stress. That was one of the symptoms. So that's why I'm asking you, did you go see a, because I seen a therapist and a psychiatrist. I seen both. And for real, I'm telling people, whoever is paying for health insurance, if you're working and you're paying for health insurance, I recommend that you go see a psychiatrist. No, not, I won't really say a psychiatrist, but a therapist once a year. And you will be surprised of the things that you're holding in and why you're actually going through some of the things in life that you're going through.
Mac, if I could say something,
Uh-huh.
um, as men, sometimes we feel like going to a therapist is like kind of a coward way out. You know what I mean? Like we can handle it. Um, and I think that's what a downfall is because we could really be down and really need somebody to talk to, but because pride is so strong in us men that we could be in the shadows and snap for no reason, or we could snap because we listening to all these voices in our head that when we could just simply get help. I would say to all the fellas, put that pride to the side, man. Word.
So listen, can we break down what these voices in our heads are? Let's get to that. Can we?
So,
Can we do
Go ahead, Ola.
so I think for me, because I think what the voices is like, you ain't worth, you're not good enough. You could, in your relationship, you could think that your significant other is cheating on you, or You can have a voice saying that your kids is, doing some, they're not listening to you, they're being disobedient, which you can lead you to spaz out on them. Just hearing things. You could be in a supermarket and thinking this person is looking at you weird. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even have to be there. Speaking from experience, I suffer from depression, right? And that comes from me not having my mother. My mother died when I was 8 months.
Oh wow!
You understand what I'm saying? So every day, and I'm 38, so I've been dealing with this pain all my life. I don't want to get therapy because I feel like that's just not enough for me. When in all reality, I need somebody that's a sponsor that can be like, nah, V, that therapy is good for you. But see, like I said, that pride can take over and blind the help.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, and this is a personal question, and you could choose not to answer or not. That's up to you. Have you found yourself like talking to your mom?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, that's a
And I
good
don't
thing.
think that's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it because, being that I didn't have my mother, I always wanted to talk to her, get advice, get a hug, get a kiss. And the questions that I asked my mother, like, damn, she had personal issues going on. And I always, asked her, like, damn, why you had to do that? Why you had to go down this road? Why you couldn't just fight longer? You know what I mean? I hear people say, your mother's in your heart. For me, that's not good enough. I want to see her. I need answers.
Right.
So, I think that's where therapy can come in and help me. But I just got to shake this pride off, man.
See, that's normal. See, let me tell you something. Like when they first sent me, they sent me to the therapist first. And I didn't want to go. So, but I went, because they said I needed to go. So I went cooperate at first. I really went because I was like, they was like, you're diagnosed post-traumatic stress. I was like, I wasn't in the military. See, I was in denial because I was like, I wasn't in the military. And then, they said, but you were fighting for your life. Like that's, part of the symptoms, right? It wasn't until I went and I seen the psychiatrist and I started talking to him. And he wasn't asking me questions like, he wasn't telling me what to do. He would say, how do you feel? Okay, do you feel like you want to hurt something? Do you feel like you want to hurt somebody? And then I'll say no. And then he'll say, well, tell me about your day. Right? So we'll just start talking in general conversation. And then I'll say, yeah. So let's say I had an incident where it kind of pissed me off. Or it was an incident where I went in the supermarket or was trying to go in the supermarket, but I hyperventilated. So what he did was show me other ways to look at things, breathing techniques, so I would be able to like go in the store because I got to eat. So I had and the more that I talked to him, the more that I realized that I had to recondition my thinking. You see, I had to figure out, okay, this happened, right? This happened in my life. Do I want to dwell on that and be sad and miserable, or sad and taking medication for depression or whatever, even though they diagnosed me with post-traumatic stress, or do I want to live my life? So I chose life. I chose that I'm not a victim. I was victimized. And that only came from me going to see the therapist and the psychiatrist. I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. Because in our family, if somebody say, well, I'm going to the psychiatrist. I'm gonna go see a psychiatrist now. We crazy, it's gonna be negative talk. When you're talking to them, they're not judging you. Ways to look at it and different ways to handle it. Because, like with my when I was hyperventilating, they just taught me how to breathe and slow my breathing down until I can get my composure together. Now I be all over the place, right, Empress? All downtown. I go out now, but that I know that came from outside help, and the outside help was me laying on that couch, and you don't
Right.
even lay on the couch. You really don't lay on the couch, but yeah.
Now
So
the
maybe
brother thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
maybe
Mac. I didn't mean to cut you.
maybe
Go
you
ahead.
should do that. Oh, because it might be why you're so passionate about a lot of things. And when I'm saying passionate, I mean like in a um, hostile kind of way. Not that you're hostile, but you know what you have done. You feel what I'm saying? And those situations could arise from the anger. And now what they're going to do is teach you how to channel that anger somewhere else in a positive light. Because the energy is the energy.
All right, can I ask you a question? Is it a such thing when you're dealing with depression? Is it a such thing as self help?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Without seeing
What's
a
going to be
therapist, though.
Argue that. I will argue that. Yes, it is.
what's going to be the self help?
So the self help, I think for me that helps, but I got my wife waving me like, nah, nigga, that ain't right. So for self help for me is smoking weed and punching on my punching bag, right?
No,
I
that's
write
just
poetry,
meditation.
I walk my dog, stuff like that, interact with my family. Um, is that good enough?
Ask
Do
yourself, do
you feel
you
that
feel
that's
as
good
good
enough?
as
Do you feel that that's good enough?
Honestly, I, I sometimes it's days where it works, some days it don't work.
all
You
right then?
understand what I'm saying?
So
So that
some
means
days are a
that
little rougher
what?
than others.
So right.
Right.
So, but you're saying as far as like smoking the weed, they would consider that self medicating. And then what happens is when you sober up, the problem is still there. The purpose of the psychiatrist is to go figure out or look within yourself. You're right, Empress. You can. If you look within yourself and admit that this is why I went through this in life. Because
Mhm.
everybody's going to go see the psychiatrist for different reason or the
For
therapist.
different, right? Everybody's different. Exactly.
So everybody's different. My situation was they needed to get me to trust people again.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was what I had to learn to do. Trust, especially men,
Right.
to learn that. So I had to learn that, okay, that man did what he did. You didn't do it. Double R didn't do it. James didn't do it. So what reason do I have to be afraid of y'all? Now you see,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and this is just for, I'm saying for me, I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just speaking on my experience. And maybe if I hadn't went, let's say I could have had kept telling them, no, I'm not. I grew up in New York. Cause that was my favorite line. And I grew up in the Bronx, New York. I'm not post-traumatic stress. I know how to deal with stuff. But then situations, I was going places, and this situation was occurring where I know for the most part, I wouldn't even reacted that way.
But see, my thing, Mac, is that I've learned and I've read that especially scientifically, that these labels, quote unquote labels that they put, or titles that they put on different forms of mental, what they call mental illness, because I really don't call it that, to be honest. I feel like individuals deal with certain things in different ways. That's why, like you have um people that, like I said, schizophrenic. Some people hallucinate, but that
Right.
don't mean they're. But they put labels on them. But they have to put a title on it because some people can't deal with it.
Right. But
Like
that's
some
why
people
it's
just can't.
called. That's
Right, so they put
exact,
a title on it.
and that's why it's called mental health because it's mentally and psychologically stopping you. Whatever the issue is stopping you from your full potential. From a, it's stopping you. It's hindering you.
It's not.
And
It's not
that's
just. See, that's what I'm saying because see, people have to realize that, and that's why I say as far as like knowing yourself because it can be a gift at the same time.
to be a gift and a
It could
curse.
be a gift. It could be a gift at the same right. It could be. It depends on how you interpret it or how you deal with it.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying, like that's what it depends on. That's why I don't like people to think like when they put these titles on things and people think like that's why you had just look what O just said. Oh, we feel like we don't want to get help because they're gonna that's what people think like it's wrong
But it's
because
up to
that's what
you.
society made it.
Listen, it's up to you.
But it's not. It's
No,
not
listen.
wrong.
No, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm saying it's up
No,
to the
no,
person.
no. I'm talking about what O. I'm talking about what O.
What's not what
No, I was saying, if you listen to him, he said that's why he's dealing with depression, but he feel like he don't want to see a therapist because he feel like
That's a fact.
he's going to be looked at a different way, like he's crazy and this and that. That's why, because there's titles put on these to make, and
right,
then you have society,
right, and
people think he's
right,
crazy.
right. But see, listen, um, this is what I am. They diagnosed me post-traumatic stress, right? But that don't mean that I gotta walk around because somebody might say, "All right, y'all know I have." Y'all prime examples. Y'all don't judge me, and y'all know I have that diagnosis. It's all in the people that you surround yourself around. I'm not going to judge you. I'm recommending that everyone, if you having issues, you don't even have to go but one time. If you feel it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you.
Now hold on, man. I went to a therapist one time, right?
Uh-huh.
And I met with the lady. She gave me some homework to do. I never went back. Fast forward, I got into a car accident at my job. They required for you to see a psychiatrist because with concussions and everything, right?
Right.
I'm speaking to the psychiatrist. It's cool, but for some reason I can't relate to him. Maybe it's because this is my first time ever dealing with a psychiatrist, but for me, I rather will speak to somebody of color so they can understand my thoughts as a black man, dealing with society.
Well, you tell them that. That's what you tell them. When you go to any doctor, you can tell them, I want a woman, I want a black man, I want a black female, I want a Indian doctor. You can tell them that. There's nothing wrong with that. And
Okay,
I didn't
okay, I understand.
and I didn't relate to the psychiatrist in the beginning either. Remember, I told you I wouldn't cooperate at first. I went through before I got the right one. I went through like 10 psychologists because anytime they told me I was depressed or tried to convince me that I was post traumatic stress, I didn't want to see them no more because I was on that. They labeling me. You see, that was my mental. But I got one that said, you know why? You don't think you post traumatic stress? Because you never been in a situation where you felt you had to defend your life. I said, you know what? I never thought about that. That I might hurt somebody because even though I'm walking around thinking I'm over what happened to me, if someone was to attack me, I don't know how I'm going to react to them. I might actually hurt them. I might have that flashback. So I had to think about that. And then I had to remove myself from people that have a lot of negative energy. Or if I'm in a situation and it's getting me where I'm getting ready to be hostile, I'm gonna either shut up or I'm gonna hang up, one or the other, because I know that can trigger something. And see, once you know, see the thing is that you know. So once you know, right, and you have the tools, you can either use them, they might work for you, because you know I ain't never gonna stop smoking weed. I'm trying to tell you, because I know that it helps. But I know also those 5 years that I had to go see the psychiatrist, I know that it worked out in my favor, because now I'm up here able to talk to you, Mr. Bing Bong, talk to you, Empress Cat. You know, I'm able to do this now. And I think, and I'm not speaking for nobody else, I'm just speaking for me. I think if I hadn't did that, that I would have been walking around hostile and bitter and mad and angry. And I didn't want to be like that. Because I had to figure out,
I
okay,
completely understand what you're saying.
I had to figure out, okay, I'm alive. I survived what I survived. All the doctors is telling me, you're lucky to be here. The police handled that, the officer that handled the case, the judge, everybody's like, oh my God, you're like a miracle. But I was still mad. I was still, I wasn't mad at him per se or the situation. Well, I was mad at him, but you know what I'm saying, at the situation, I just couldn't understand why I was so angry. Why every time somebody said something to me, I just snapped on them. Or if they say, how you doing? Or they want to ask me a question, I felt like they was trying to do something. So it was making me mad and bitter and nasty to people. And I didn't like it. And I told the psychiatrist, I said, I don't like that energy. I do not. I said, I don't want to be rude and mean and nasty and disrespectful, because them people didn't do nothing to me. And they don't deserve that. And here I am today. But that's what works for me. Because you can, if you got a good outreach, it don't have to necessarily be a psychiatrist. It just have to be a positive individual that's not going to judge you. And that's going to be willing to listen. And be willing to say, well, did you look at it this way? Because, it can go this way. Or, it makes you start thinking.
I agree with you, because like some speaking for guys, we need like each other in a way, but sometimes, pride, like pride, I want to stress that word pride so much amongst men, because we can hide, right? And we can feel like we got it all under control. It ain't nothing. And when we get around the homies, we can talk about the bull crap. But instead of talking about the bull crap, we can all have a powwow. I went to this church, and they had like a guys meeting. And at this guys meeting, they all sat down and they all talked about the issues that they were going through, whether it was at home, whether it was at their job, wherever it was. And at the end of the meeting, we said a prayer and we hugged each other. I don't want to say held, that sounds crazy. But we hugged each other, right? And when we hugged each other, after the hug, it was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, that was refreshing, because we got all of this stuff out. We got, resources on how to handle situations, things like that. We don't do that no more. We
Right.
rather come up and start targeting each other and breaking down what happened to the Million Man March. I talked about that earlier on the show.
Right.
Networking. It's all about networking, but we into our pride too much, and that's the destruction of the black man.
Right. I can agree with that. So now you just gotta right, because if that group happened, like see down here where I'm at, they got this fathers, what is called fathers and sons or fathers help fathers, something like that, where all the fathers they get awards and they throw cookouts for them and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it should be more of that. But I'll look into it because didn't mean to bring that up. But since it came up, I'll do with some research and I'll let you know. And if you actually want to start one of those, you know, we can figure
That
it
would
out.
be excellent. I would love to do that, but I don't even know the first place to start or who to talk to.
So we got to research it. That's all. We research it, find out the steps that need to be done. You have a YouTube platform. You can find all positive mind like individuals that want the same thing that you want. Um, like it's like this guy I be watching Boss Cross the plug. Um,
Yeah.
that whole I sent y'all a couple of the streams, but everyone that's have every man that has been on that platform, real talk, is on some positive, educated, let's hold
I
black
like
men
that.
accountable.
I
We're
like
going to
that.
be
See, that's the energy I
unapologetic
need to
moral.
be around.
Right.
Elevation.
Right. So that's why I'm saying it can be done because see, all of y'all are you are thinking on the same level that I hear them talking about. So it's networking. It can be done. Everybody can't go. See, that's the whole
Let's
thing. You just have to, huh?
look at the brother James Bennett comment because we asked him something and we need to elaborate on that because he did
What?
share some intimate things with us. James
Oh, he
Bennett, his
said,
comment,
okay.
right? He said he grew out of the visual hallucinations.
Uh
It'll
huh.
either be on some occasions that furniture would appear to speak to him, the clothes that appear as recent family members that have passed away. He has some clothes that'll be on the ground that will turn into faces and call his name. So let's get into that because that's deep right there.
Well,
And I
see,
feel to me James Bennett and I'm saying just from me I can't speak for nobody else on the panel, but to me I feel like um what you just said in those comments that you have some ancestors that you have not acknowledged and give thanks to or you know what I'm saying pretty much acknowledge that they are trying to reach out to you. You have some ancestors that are trying to reach out to you. That's what I get from that. That's just what I feel. That's what my spirit is telling me. You have some ancestors that are trying to reach out to you and they will help you with whatever you're going through. You're not crazy or none of that. They're gonna help you. That's what I get from what you put in there. That's what I get.
Now, when you say ancestors, you mean like the spiritual ancestors?
Yeah. His spiritual ancestors who have passed on, and maybe a grandmother, a great grandmother, great grandmother, grandfather, great grandfather, a aunt, a cousin that has passed, because he's saying that he's seeing clothes that appear to him from family members that have passed away. That's ancestors. They are trying to speak. They're trying to tell you something, brother.
yeah, they
They're
trying to
trying
tell
to
you
tell you
something.
something, brother. They're trying to talk to you, brother.
They trying to tell you something. Do you still see them now? Because I believe you.
And he said, I dig what you're saying, but I meant from childhood. Childhood is the most vulnerable time. That's the time they really gonna reach out to you during childhood. Yes.
That's who seen them the most. Yes, that's who seen them the most. Do you see them now?
You know how sometimes you hear your kids saying, "Oh, I got a friend. They got an imaginary friend." You think they crazy. You be like, "Oh, stop playing. Get out of here with that." You know what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of parents growing up that would tell their kid. They would say, the kid would say, "Oh, I'm." They'd be like, "Who you talking to?" "Oh, I'm talking to my friend," and they would think their kid is crazy. They're not crazy. They actually see somebody and they actually talking to somebody.
No, that's a fact, cat. Because look, right, my 2-year-old daughter, I caught her one time at night. I was putting her to bed. She sat up and she looked at the corner and was just looking at the corner, smiling. And then she pointed and laid back down and went to sleep. I said, "Yo, what?"
Yeah,
I didn't even say nothing. I said, "Yo, that was crazy."
I'm telling you.
So I get what you're saying.
Children and if you know and animals. If you have a pet, a cat or a dog, yeah, I'm telling you. It's
Yeah,
not
they
it's
see
not
it.
it's not fiction. I'm telling you, it's not fiction. It's real.
No, I know it's not
Don't be
because I had a friend.
don't be afraid. Don't be
I
afraid.
had a, right because I had a friend named Deborah, and she passed away. So before she passed away, she used to call me every day at 4 o'clock. But on this day, I didn't get the phone call, and she was like in a coma for 2 weeks. She had two aneurysms.
Hmm.
Um,
Wow, my sister had an aneurysm.
yeah, when they we're gonna talk about that too later and another thing. So when she passed away, I had a Rottweiler named Man, and Man loved her. So every day at 4 o'clock, he used to look around, up in the air, all around, like I'm like, and this happened every day at 4 o'clock, every day, up until because she after the funeral they cremated her, and he was still doing it.
Hmm.
So I had to tell him. I said, "That's Deborah." I said, "Let her in." I said, "Let her in. She okay."
Right.
And after they cremated her and they released her ashes,
Hmm.
it never happened again. It never happened again. So I know that he was seeing something that I couldn't see
Right. Right.
because the way his head was moving around, like he was following it. So that, yeah, was strange. It was eerie, kind of eerie. Hey, Jersey J,
What's up?
Salute,
what's
brother.
up?
Salute.
Ain't
What's up,
nothing,
Jay?
man. Man, what's going on? How's everybody tonight?
We all right.
What y'all talking on?
We were just talking about
Huh?
sure. How you show his comment. I
You
don't know
just
how to do
Exactly.
did.
nothing. Oh,
You
okay.
have it. He
Just
said
click
not
on it.
now. James Bennett said not now, but the voices come and go.
Yeah.
They come and go now. But as far as the hallucinations go, it'll be a noise like a dish falling in the kitchen. But when he look, like nothing would be there, like nothing fell.
What are we talking about?
Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
back down, man. I gotta put my daughter to bed. I'm still in tune, though. You heard?
Hey,
Right?
man, salute to you,
Chime back
homie.
in. Oh, chime back in. Oh, cause I ain't done with you. So chime back in.
Heard you. Heard you.
All right, bro.
Yeah. So we were
Yes.
talking
So
about go ahead, Empress.
go ahead. Go ahead, man.
We was
Go ahead,
talking
man.
about mental health and post traumatic stress disorder.
Right up my alley.
Right. So what's your input?
As far as my condition, what I deal with, I can't speak for every person with post traumatic stress disorder. I guess it hits people different or whatever. But I know with mine came from dealing with the tyranny of law enforcement, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is sleep disturbing? You know what I'm saying? Uh, anything with a badge on his chest, whether it be the security guard at Walmart or a cop, I don't trust them.
Right.
And it's like first thing I think of when I see them people is what they up to,
Right.
and it puts me on an alert that might not necessarily be needed, but because of my experience with these people,
Mm-hmm.
I can't help how I react when I encounter them, see them. I don't even have to have a personal encounter with them. Just seeing them, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a trigger.
It triggers.
Yeah.
And see, that was one of the
it's everything.
symptoms. That was one of the symptoms that we talked about.
What's that?
The trigger that you
Yeah.
made something might trigger it.
It don't take, like I said, with me, it don't take much to trigger. It's just seeing it. Just seeing, oh, damn, cop car. God forbid if a cop jump behind me and follow me, I'm doing that 4 right turn thing. The very first thing, like when I notice a cop, first thing that happens, my asshole clenches up.
You know what?
I get real tense when I see the motherfuckers behind me. And I put it in my mind, if I bust 4 right turns and they follow me, they want me. And I will go out of my route to bust these turns to see if they, you know what I'm saying? And 9.5 times out of 10, when I bust that first right turn, they keep straight. They don't even follow me. You dig? That's the nature of what I suffer. Every time I see them, and it's not like one time, oh, it's okay, but it's every time I see a police car, police officer, security guard, anything that represents law enforcement, I'm not good. I'm not comfortable.
So how long have you been experiencing this? Ever since you dealt with them?
Huh?
How long have you experienced this? Ever since you've dealt with them in that
Maybe,
type of way, or
I mean, having an understanding of what I'm suffering, what's
mm-hmm.
going on inside, and why I'm feeling certain ways and shit. I've been aware of it, shit, well over 20 years. You know, um, I've just I've just elected not to deal with it on a European medical basis. Like, we can tranquilize you. We can give you this, that, and the third, and it'll help you. I've never chose that route. Now, I've been to
Right.
counseling, I've been to therapy,
Right.
but as soon as they start talking about medication, they lose me.
Exactly.
You know,
Well,
Exactly.
the
I don't take the medication that they prescribe to me. I smoke weed.
Yeah, me too. But they'll tell you that the weed is making it worse. It makes you think wrong. It's psychologically addictive and all that. But
Baby,
Yeah.
for you,
it's better than the shit y'all pumping out of these pharmaceuticals though.
Yeah,
fat.
they're going to tell you that Jersey J. Listen, I went to Nassau Community College for psychology. Okay, we were taught the first thing you hear the person out, and then guess what? What you could do? You get that pen and that pad, and the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna write a prescription.
Right,
That's what they taught us. I'm
right.
telling you. So I know that.
Yeah,
But that's not the answer. That's not the answer. That's not going to help you do it. That's just like
And
a
that's
person
why the
that's just like a person who's an alcoholic or whatever. It's
first
not going
problem,
to negate your issue. You have to work within
right,
yourself to
right,
deal with
right. That's why,
that.
yeah, that's exactly right. That's why I said you have to look within yourself. I
Mm-hmm.
don't take that
better.
medication.
I
I do
mean,
not take that medication.
when I was in prison, like I said, I don't say this shit like to be bragging or nothing, but I just say this shit because it's real shit. It's a matter of fact. I've done 5 separate prison bids, and it's like they know what's wrong with me. And a lot of times my shit come out because a correction officer then did something or said something to me that set me off, and I do some shit, and they isolate me, and then they want to put a psychiatrist or a psychologist in front of me.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And the first thing they come to is, oh, you having problems sleeping? We can start light. We'll give you Benadryl. And if anybody knows Benadryl, it's a sleeping agent basically they use in prison to help people sleep in prison. They'll load your ass up with Benadryl.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want that. You know, I don't want to take medicine. I don't want to be in that line. Oh, well, if you don't get on the medication regimen for your mental illness, we're going to have to isolate you and put you in.
Exactly.
And that was always the case with me because I always refused to get in that Thorazine line. So they would isolate me. They would put me in administrative segregation, 23-1, just because I don't want to take no pill. I mean, I did some shit, you know, but I don't want to break down and take the regimen.
No, you don't. You don't. And I'm just being honest, like I said, because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Like I said, I went to Nassau Community College, okay, for psychology, and I'm telling you, they taught us to listen for the first 30 minutes for the first session, another 30 minutes for the next session, because they want the money. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to pull out the pen and pad and say, look, okay, well, I see, so we're gonna give you this, and it's all about the dollar bill. It's still not addressing the issue. That's why I left it alone. That's why I left that alone, because I'm like, no, it's deeper than that. Like me personally, I saw that it was deeper than that. It's not about giving nobody no medication.
Well, like I say,
if the person, like I said, you know, if the person actually take the time and look within themselves, right? Because you don't have to take the medication. You don't have to take it. Because I don't take mine. I don't take mine, right? But you don't have to take it. But what you have to do, because you have to look within yourself. You have to find out why you're feeling the way you're fucking feeling. You have to find that out. Because if you don't, you're going to keep repeating the same thing. Judge J probably would never trust the police because the police, nobody trusts the police. So, but you have to find out what is, so you can stay away from shit that will trigger that. Because it might be people around you. It could be the person you wake up with every morning. And you thinking everything is fine because y'all getting along, but in actuality, they can't.
It could be the mentality as feeling like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that to trigger the authorities. Like you gotta look. That's like you have to look into yourself.
Right, you gotta look like, okay, yes, you had those situations with the authority, right? But why? And you already said you did that when you was in prison. So you already did it. But the symptoms is always going to be there, just like with me.
It never goes away.
That's why. Huh? No, it never goes away. And that's why at certain times
deal with it and cope with it. You find a way to deal with it.
Exactly. And how I learned to deal with it and cope with it was to surround myself by positive people that wanted things out of life or wanted to help others grow like myself. I can't be around I can't be around a person with a project mentality because we're not on the same thinking level. I can't be around a negative person all the time, every day. That's not good for me. And I know it's not good for me. So I surround myself with like minded people. It's a lot of my friends that that I had to like step away because every time they called me, every time I turned around, it was negative. It was
Exactly. Exactly.
about what's going on with them when I was having like real issues. And this is why I'm saying the psychiatrist helped me because I actually had somebody that I can actually tell what I was feeling, opposed to trying to talk to my friend or somebody and they telling me what's going on with them when I have real issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're talking about, I'm like, that ain't nothing. I'm trying to get my life back in order, and you calling me telling me about your boyfriend didn't pay the bill when I like those two didn't go together. Not saying I was downplaying their issues, but I felt like they was downplaying mine because I was always there to comfort you. So that's why I'm saying the psychiatrist helped me because I had to remove myself from a lot, like for real, family members, friends. Yeah, I had to
And
because
that's what. Right.
emotionally, mentally, they wasn't good for me.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Now, just like the brother James Bennett said, he said you got to find ways to control it. Don't let it control you.
Right,
When it control you for too
right,
long, you will lose the will to yourself. That's a fact.
right. That's why.
Fact.
But see,
That's a
that's the
fact. That's
thing
why I said,
with
um, Jay,
That's a fact.
huh?
what happened?
Nah, I ain't want to
You
overtalk
was
you.
no, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say to that point, um, to what James was just saying, uh, like the best way I find to deal with my condition is smoking is dope. Like, bro, I didn't got it to a point where I gotta buy it by the pound now, and I ain't no drug dealer. You know, like I said, it's
Okay. So, I'm
we
sorry. Go ahead, Jay. I
we
don't
we we like we all everyone, whether you dealing with mental trauma or not, we all have trials and tribulations in our journey
definitely.
in life. It's
Right.
all about how we persevere and move on.
Oh,
It's not about what we go through. We judge ourselves by what we've been through. Oh, I put myself in that situation. Had I not did that, it wouldn't happen to me, or this and that. Fuck all that.
right.
You gotta march this shit. You gotta find a way through it. You know,
Exactly.
it's not
Let me-
easy. It's I swear,
It's
I
not.
know it's
No,
not,
it's
it
not.
is
It's
hard.
not. It's
Trust
not.
But
me.
when you
You have
got a
to
will,
go on a day by day basis.
Yeah,
but
it
if
is
you
definitely a day by day thing.
right, but it's all about really self-preservation. Is I want to see tomorrow.
Right.
I want to see as much as I can see. You know what I'm saying? So what I gotta do to get there? You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
So
And,
see,
and
so that's your difference is that you actually have a purpose.
I
You actually
feel
have
it.
a
I
purpose.
feel that,
Right.
but it's almost like I don't know it. I don't know what my purpose is.
No, you don't have to know it right now. It's gonna come to you. But as long
It'll
as you
come
feel
to
that
you.
you have a purpose, it's gonna give you what they call hope. Like what like Mrs. J? Yeah, hope.
Yeah.
Okay?
Maybe I could be a weed ambassador.
Yeah.
Maybe you can.
Me and you
Maybe you
together.
can. What's
Because
wrong with that?
Ain't
it
nothing wrong with that
listen,
shit.
listen, it
Hell
actually
no.
helped with the pain from when I got the skin graft on my chest. It cleared my forehead up. I have not took none of their medication since 2009.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. You got that pure grade, that pure shit, not that shit they put them chemicals and shit in.
Because I
Right.
refuse to let them tell me what I'm supposed to be feeling.
Mm.
Right. They can't it's impossible for them to know what you're supposed to be feeling. It's impossible.
Exactly. Because just because one person might feel that way, don't mean that's how I'm feeling.
Right.
Right. That is the truth.
So
That is
it just
definitely the
got me
truth.
to get a lot of stuff off my chest. That's all.
Right.
Mm.
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
all it did was got me to get a lot of stuff off my chest, and then figure out on my own because my insurance paid all that money for nothing. Um, and figure out on my own why I was feeling certain ways.
Right.
Right.
Cause they don't do nothing but sit there and ask you a bunch of stupid questions.
Bunch of gra-
That's what they're supposed to do. You gotta understand. You gotta understand that's a they are about making money.
That's
Okay.
all it's been. It's always
Yeah.
ever been. All of these industries that these people run. It's about money and capitalizing off of your pain,
Mm-hmm.
my pain.
Exactly. There you
It's
go.
it's
There you
what it
go.
is.
There you go.
You got see.
But so is the jail.
It's all about money.
Definitely.
You got to realize when the penal system was formed, it was formed because slavery was ended. They said in the 13th Amendment, you are free until you are a criminal. Then you could be a slave to the state.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got plantations like Angola State Prison down in Louisiana. That was a plantation before it became a prison. It's all about money. Capitalism at its finest. Off of your pain, off of your back, off of your blood. That's what this country's about.
I just want to say we appreciate everybody pulling up into the building. We appreciate
Word. And make sure
everybody.
y'all hitting that like button.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
Hey,
everybody.
Faith, how you feeling today? Faith, how you feeling today? You feeling okay today? You want to come up on the platform?
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up,
Hola!
pull up.
Hola!
Yes, pull up. Yes, appreciate everybody for real.
Yeah, man. But like I say, as a people, man, and I'm just talking about good people. That you could be white, black, I don't care. I'm talking good people, man.
That's a fact, James Bennett.
Um,
He said if
we
it's not too excessive to a
we
point,
we we got an uphill battle, man.
can you
We
post that comment, Mecca? Can you
we in a,
post James Bennett comment? That's a fact.
what's that?
If it's not too excessive to a
Can you
point,
wait?
it not.
I'm trying.
No, the other one,
I got to
the
get
one
Yeah,
you
if it's
on
about
to it
too
because some
excessive.
look.
If it's not too excessive.
James Bennett.
Wait a minute. Can y'all give me a minute, please? I'm trying. I'm on
Yeah,
my
I'm just reading
laptop.
it. I read it. If it's not too excessive to a point, it knocks you off of your pivot
I'm
and
not.
knocks you into an
Yeah, I'm
unbalanced state of mind.
down that far.
No, I said I'm reading it until you pin it. I'm reading it for him. Said knocks you off of a pivot and knocks you into an unbalanced state of mind. You may need the weed to push yourself into a balance. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I think I overdid it yesterday though, James. I was out there on the street with these niggerish niggas, and all these niggas know is 5 people, 6 blunts in the rotation. I hide in the helicopter. I'm just gonna say that.
I did not with you.
You know what? You know,
I
you
did
know what?
not.
I
Yo,
can't
I
forget.
was fucked up last night. I mean, high. I didn't even do no drinking. High. It's just the people I hang with when I'm in New Jersey. I thought my
So
dope habit was bad. These niggas, like, they almost mainlining weed. They almost like this with it.
that's a fact. That's a fact, James. And it's nothing wrong with it. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. We all have our ways with dealing with um what we're going through. And I really don't want to call it like a problem or because that's really not what it is. It's just something that we're dealing with.
It ain't like I say, man. This journey in life.
Yeah, because I go for like a lot of walk. Sometimes I go to the gym too, but I do 30-minute walks every day. It actually helps.
Hmm.
I be out of breath though, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
definitely. Definitely.
I get on YouTube and I
It
talk
be,
shit. That helps.
You know what? And ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you're not, hurting nobody else.
Oh, I'm trying to hurt a nigga though. I ain't gonna say that.
Well, you
That's
got your
me.
own personal vendetta. We're not
Yeah,
talking about that. We're
yeah,
talking about
wow, no,
innocent.
yeah,
We're talking about
no,
innocent people
we're not
hurting
talking about
innocent
that.
people.
yeah. I ain't said nothing. I ain't said shit.
There's no difference.
I ain't said shit, Mecca. I ain't
Exactly.
said shit. I ain't say shit.
Positive energy only. Yeah, I might hear a little bit of noise because I'm getting ready to make some chicken and noodles. I mean, I gotta put the noodles in.
Positive energy.
Woosah, woosah, woosah,
Who
woosah.
stop? Okay,
Woosah.
So what did anybody do positive today? What y'all did positive today?
I woke up.
That's right. I spent time with my family.
What you did positive today, hoodies up?
Quality time. Quality time.
Yeah, I woke up.
That's the only thing you did positive today was wake up.
Let me see. I stayed out of Yoshiro's way.
That was definitely a positive thing.
Yeah, I
Well,
stayed
Def-
out of her way.
that's positive for him.
Huh?
That was positive for him. Guess what? Look, guess what? If he would have
What?
gone away, yeah.
It ain't about me.
Yeah,
Remember,
oh yeah. It would have
it's
it
not
would have been
about
about
me.
it would have been about you if you would have gotten her way.
Nah,
Nah,
that's why I ain't wanted about me. I
yeah,
Where
stayed
so
out.
AB at?
you knew what to do.
Hmm?
Where AB at?
You
I
know
don't
what
know
to
where
do.
AB at. Where AB at? AB +1. Shout out to my homie.
I thought he was in here earlier.
Probably
But
taking a
yeah,
grandma
that's
nap.
definitely
Oh, he like taking it down early.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He gotta go to work.
Yeah. And shout out to AB though. Real.
Yeah, he gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. I do too. I
Working
gotta
person.
go. I gotta go. I done did a little too much this weekend. I gotta go regenerate that shit back up.
that's what I said. That's what I said. Oh, quality time with the fam, yo. That's definitely a plus. James Bennett, I want to salute you because I want to thank you so much for just sharing. Just
Yeah,
sharing.
they're sharing.
Word.
That's a plus right there for you to be for you to be able to share. You know how many brothers would would they'd be embarrassed to just share.
I don't
So
give a damn. Like,
I salute you on that, brother.
but see,
Salute
like
you on that.
people that know me, like that get to know me, know this nigga is disturbed. He is a good nigga, but he's just fucked up. You know. So like I don't have no hangups about like my mental illness, how I am. It's just a matter of do you want to deal with me or not? You know, really that's it. That's all you know.
Listen, we dealing with you, right?
I
Look,
mean, like I say, I say this. I say this. I'll say this about me. Because I don't have many motherfuckers that fuck with me, right? But only real niggas fuck with me. I'll say that. Only the real fuck with me. Phony niggas don't last long around me, as y'all can see. You
Fuck.
well,
understand?
we love you,
So,
Jay. Some real shit. We love
so,
you.
like, nah, I love y'all too. But like I said, real recognize real. Only real niggas stick around me.
That's a
And like I
point.
said, I don't got many motherfuckers sticking with me. I'm talking about in real life too.
Yeah,
You know
that's a
what I'm saying? Like, I don't have many people on my side. But the niggas that's on my side, they righteous niggas. They ain't no fuck people. You know what
right.
I'm saying? So, like I said, the real cling to me. You
But
know.
you know what, Jay? I learned that in life. Like, especially the people that you go hard for, they're not gonna go as hard for you as you would
Right.
for me. I learned that. I learned that I'm not gonna say early in life because I was hard headed growing up. Like I was hard headed.
Oh, we were.
I had to learn by experience. Nobody could tell me. Like I had people, good parents that was there and tried to, but I was hard headed. Like I had to learn from experience. But that made me stronger. That made me stronger at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I feel what you're saying, like, but you're not gonna have the people that you go hard for. You make a count on one hand how many people, that's a big might on one hand. Who gonna go hard for you the way you'll go hard for them? And I'm talking about family. I'm talking about family and all.
Right.
I'm talking about family and all.
Well, I can say this, right? I'm fortunate to be a part of the family that I'm a part of. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fortunate to have the people I have in my life. I mean, you know, it's a lot of us. Physically, it's a lot of us, right? And it's like a lot of us, even like 2 generations away from our parents and shit. Like we still stick together. We still have each other back. You know, but if you're wrong, we call you on your shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just fortunate to have the family I have. And at the end of it all, them the motherfuckers I really, really lean on. You know what I mean? Friends, I can count them on one hand. I got 5 left. I got 5 friends left that I like day one type niggas. Like we grew up together. And we still tight to this day. I only got 5 of them dudes. You know. So it's like when you got good people, man, you keep them close. Keep your good people close to you, man.
When you got the good ones, you have to.
You got a good one, you gotta hold on to them, man. Like, because it's rare.
It's very rare, especially nowadays.
You know, it's rare, like to find somebody that has their best interest at heart, that has your best interest at heart, that wants the best for you, and will bust a move to make sure you good. We don't have a lot of people in this world. So when you find these people, you gotta hold on to them. Cuba Del Bronx, is that you?
Thank you for showing up.
Hey man, I wanted some motherfucking mugs. You still doing mugs, nigga?
You still talking about some damn mugs? What mugs you gonna get? What mugs? You know what? What mugs you gonna get, yo? I just
man, that shit was like 4 months ago.
Oh. Who mugs you gonna get, yo?
Hey, y'all know I'm a petty nigga. Shout out to people down Bronx, man.
Who mugs you trying to get, yo?
I'm gonna do some hashtag troll patrol.
No, let us speak. What mug you trying to get?
Man, hashtag troll patrol. We could do some Nile River shit.
Okay, so cool, but we try to make some money. I mean,
we the club.
And I want to put the lit fingers on it.
Oh, see that commercial. No.
Listen. Hold on. One thing we gotta learn as women. We gotta learn. Let the men's talk, and when the men's having a conversation, let them talk. He could talk for himself.
Check this out. All right. Ain't no about no man. I don't want to go through this on this channel.
He's saying nothing wrong. He's doing a business proposition.
I want this on mugs. Are you still doing mugs?
He's just doing a business
proposition. Cuba, you gotta get bigger mugs. You gotta get bigger mugs. I haven't seen the mugs.
Not trying to bring that energy over here.
I'm trying to do business. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
He actually said nothing.
Cuba, you still there?
No, she said nothing. I can't with you, man. I cannot with you.
We doing business here.
Yeah, but you
I ain't said the nigga name.
It don't matter, man. I don't want that. I'm done with. I don't want his energy over here.
His energy ain't over here. The hat gives you that energy.
No, the hat can start some unnecessary nonsense.
All I'm trying to show Cuba is what I want on my coffee. I show you my look. You see, look, hey Cuba, can you do a coffee mug like this with a pistol handle? Look, you see this shit? Bitch better have my coffee. Can you do some shit like this? Since I can't talk about my creation.
You can talk about your creation.
Oh, look, you know what it is, Cuba. You know what it is, Cuba. I want
We're
that on the
talking about
mug.
post-traumatic stress.
I want it on the mug. I want this on the mug. Can you accommodate?
No, you don't.
The fuck I don't. I told him I'm gonna have that shit on boxer drawers. What you talking about?
Oh.
Don't start that shit. Don't start that shit, yo.
I ain't saying shit. I'm advertising. I'm doing business.
Cooper say he got you. Cooper say he got you. Man, come on.
We
Cooper
gotta
say
get together. Now listen, Cuba. You didn't have my motherfucking phone number for like 4-5 months and you never used it, nigga. I'm mad at you about that. I love you, Cuba, but I'm mad at you.
From the boss.
Where'd Jersey J go?